Hi guys, do you want to go through a trade with me right now while I'm researching it, looking at everything I need and me explaining that to you? If you do, watch along in this video because I'm going to do that right now. So guys, the game it's on tonight, it's Monday the 7th of January. The game is Celta Vigo versus Athletic Bilbao. This game kicks off at 8 p.m. There isn't that much football on today. We've just had the FA Cup, so there's a couple of games. So the first thing that you guys are probably thinking is, how do I pick the games then when there's either loads of football on or there's not very much? Well, if you go into the football in Betfair, you can actually see a really cool picture. You've got the date, then you've got all of the games, and then you've got these columns. And the first one that really sticks out is matched. So you can actually see, right now I can see the amount of money matched on all of these games. So that's a really good indicator for me to narrow down, because it's 9:30 right now and we've got quite a few games kicking off at 10:30 with like £94 match, £63 matched. You know, you just keep going through and you're going to find the games with a lot of money matched. So I've actually narrowed it down to 3 games today, and that is because all of them have a good amount matched. So we've got Celta Vigo with 50,000 matched on the matched odds. We've got Porto versus Nacional, which has got 72,000 matched. And then I did have Lille versus... Oh, I'm actually going to leave that one alone, because it's only got 3,000 match, but it was a big league, so I did have that 3,500 for. Just have a little look at that, but I'm not going to bother with that. It's only got 3.5 matched, and it is in the Coupe de France, so I'm not interested in that. So my 2 games I'm going to look at are Celta Vigo versus Athletic Bilbao. Now, I've run the numbers on this for a spreadsheet. I do love to use poison distribution. The bookies use it. It's great for creating price models and seeing where value should be. And running it through this, it gives us the probabilities in percentage and odds. So on this game specifically, it's got Celta Vigo are the home team, Athletic Bilbao are the away team. Now, it's got a 61% chance, based on stats, goals scored, goals conceded against the league average, that Celta Vigo are going to win this game. A 22% chance that it's going to be a draw, and then a 16% chance that Bilbao are going to win this game. So when you get the odds on that, then that gives us Celta Vigo 1.63, a draw of 4.51, and then an away win of 6.0. Now if I compare that to the Betfair prices, Celta Vigo 2.5, huge value so far. Athletic Bilbao 3.2, this has them at 6.0. And the draw at 3.4, this brings it in at 4.51. So good value on Celta Vigo. Now, I'm not just going to take that as gospel. Now, this is where my hypothesis starts. And I always bang on about this. What has to happen for a trade to be profitable? Well, I'm going to go through this right now, a live example, as I'm filming this. So, well, let's think about this then. Let's think about some questions. Well, if we're going to back Celta Vigo, we need to know whether they score first and Bilbao concede first. We also need to know what both teams' form is like, away and at home and away. So the home team, what's their form like at home? The away team, what's their form like away? So now I can start checking off some of these boxes. And looking through this, I'm in the BTC stats. I can see that, you know, Bilbao's form isn't that great away from home in the last 5 games. I can just quickly see it. We've got some oranges for some draws. So in the last 5, 2 draws and 3 losses. And if I just check Celta Vigo's, we've got 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw. So again, it's not screaming out that... I mean, Bilbao sound horrendous away from home. Celta Vigo not capitalising on that. Their home form isn't that strong. I'd like to see 3 wins, maybe a couple of draws. But then if I saw that, then I'd investigate to see what happened. Looking at breaking it down into the scores, scored versus conceded, which is the key indicator now. Because Celta Vigo, yes, they're value, but to just blindly back them is not sensible for me. They are value, but I want to research this deeper. There's my hypothesis. Celta Vigo are value. What has to happen for that to come true? They need to score first. 50% they score first. It's not enough. I'd like it to be 70%. I want a really good chance of them scoring first for me to back them. And then also when I look at Athletic Bilbao, 55% concede first. It's not enough. I'd like to see that 60, 65, 70. Because then if I've got those two things, I know that the home team scores first a lot of the time, but the away team concedes first a lot of the time. So when you put that together, it looks like it's going to be quite a strong game for my trade. So that doesn't scream out to me that it would make sense to back Celta Vigo from the start. So what can I do with that trade? Well, the only thing I can really do is monitor that in play, because I've got a little bit of value there, well, a fair bit of value, but I haven't got the stats to back it up. So if I see it in play and I see Celta Vigo going and 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 attacking, making those passes, getting it to those key men, getting the players who can score the goals on the ball, then maybe. But for me, it's not really going to be, that's not a strong trade today. There isn't the stats to back it up. So it's best left, even though there's value there. So that was just hopefully really informative, guys. What do you look at when you're creating these hypotheses? Do you create a hypothesis? What stats do you look at to back them up, or don't you? Or do you have some questions you ask yourself about trades? Pop them in the comments below. Let's have a bit of a discussion about it and see if we can try and piece together maybe a roadmap for people that they can ask some better questions of their initial thoughts on trades. And let's narrow some of these down. It's Ryan from the Betfair trading community. If you have liked this video, please hit subscribe. Cheers, guys.